products. And we are honored today to have our general manager with us, Mr. Pang, as well as a special guest from Music Group. From Music Group, we have Mr. Siraj, he's the sales manager. He's the sales manager for Behringer Asia Pacific countries. And we have Mr. Anko. Mr. Anko is the specialist for Music Group's product support team, and he is currently based in China. The Behringer X32 received a very positive response in both the local and international market, and there's a lot of good reviews from the website, internet, as well as YouTube links. And our team from ABM, together with Music Group, would like to take this opportunity to give you a better understanding on the product's features and functions. Before we start with the presentation, I would like to invite Mr. Siraj to the stage to give us a speech. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Siraj.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming for this X32 product today. We are glad that you are here to learn a little bit more. Before we go into that, I'm just going to take 5 minutes of your time just to go through with you, to show you what Behringer and Music Group is. So, just going to go with you on Behringer, Music Group City, technology, and what we do to increase the reliability of our products. As you know, Behringer is now part of the Music Group. What is Music Group is actually a conglomerate of all the major brands in the pro audio segment. So we have Behringer and Bugera, just acquired in 2009, Midas and Cloud Technique. And more recently, in June of this year, we acquired Turbo Sound. So Music Group consists of all these brands. So before we talk about X32, I just want to give you a little bit of info on Midas. Why Midas? Because Midas knows about digital mixing to none. So what you see in the picture is the XL8. This is the so-called Rolls-Royce of digital consoles. So this itself costs 300,000. Why am I talking about Midas? Is X32 is powered by Midas, as you know. And the guys from Midas helped to design the X32. So what you're getting is Midas Mini, so-called. Midas is a big company which a lot of big names tour with these Midas consoles. As you can see, these are some of the big acts all over the world. I'm just going to go through with you a little bit about Music Group City. What is Music Group City? Most of the pro audio brands do OEM products. So they do the R&D and then give it to someone to manufacture it. So in terms of getting the different batch of products could be different because of different OEMs. Whereas for Music Group, we manufacture all the products ourselves. So that's why we call it Music Group City. It's a dedicated factory for Behringer as well as Midas products. Basically, all the brands that you see that's owned by Music Group is manufactured here. Why do we do it is because we can control the whole production and the consistency of the product that comes out is of high quality. It's not just an assembly plant. It includes work, the electronics, the R&D and warehousing. So it's a complete solution. So we can control every aspect of the products and the production. We also have the testing chambers for FCC emissions, the CE testing. So all these labs within our factory are certified. So all the products go through stringent testing before they get the label for safety certification. Okay, why am I showing you 20 million US? It's basically the amount of money that Music Group had to invest in order for us to manufacture the Midas console in China. Previously it was made in the UK, where the costs were high, but all these products need to be precision. You know, the manufacturing has to be precise. So Midas told us we need to invest in high technology machinery. So that's the amount of money was put in to get all the machineries like SMT, surface mount machines, like what you see here. And this is high volume PCB assembly. Everything is done in-house. So I think every year we have a factory tour. Even I spoke to Mr. Pang for some of the, if you're interested in visiting us, we can arrange something for you to look at the factory and see how the products are being made. These are not just the products, the components that go into the products are stringently tested, like the ports and faders are done 10,000 cycles, as well as the plugs and jacks. So everything is done, tested before it goes into production. So these are some of the equipments that we use on Midas console manufacturing that at the same time we use for our Behringer products. So in a way, you get the same kind of product output. Just one last slide to show you what is Behringer in terms of quality in the worldwide. This is done by Thomann. I'm sure you heard of this. Thomann is a big online retailer in Europe. They do this independent listing. It's not done by us. It's an independent listing of the products that they sell. They literally sell every brand in the pro audio market. So as you can see, our manufacturer rating is #1. The #1 is in terms of sales. So the number of products that we have, almost 436. So we are ranked #1 in terms of sales in Thomann website. I urge you to just go and look at it. You will have a better understanding about the ratings that we have. In terms of reliability, on the 3 years period, our reliability score is 0.76%. That is actually very, very low, even compared to brands like PV or Yamaha. We're actually on a very low scale in terms of reliability. So just a quick note on that's the X32 at the production line. As you can see, it's on the same production line as the Midas console. This has been is a runaway hit for Behringer product. We started shipping in June. Until date, we have sold 15,000 of these X32 mixers. It's been well received by the customers, as well as the review has been very good because of its capability in doing its job. The other thing is we are very proud to have this product as being a new phase of Behringer. What you might have had experiences previously, this will change how you perceive Behringer. So I hope I'll pass it on to Anko to run through the major features. Then you will get some hands-on time, then you will know it yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing with us so much on the music group's direction, the Behringer X32 production, and so much more. Okay, without further delay, we shall start with the product clinic right now. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Anko. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, no ladies again. Gentlemen. I'm going to get straight into the presentation that I have for the X32. Knows about all of the features. Most of you would already know what a digital mixer is, what it can do. But what I'll try and elaborate here is how we do it differently. We're all used to getting into layers and pages to find settings, but fortunately we won't be doing that here because the X32 makes it simpler. So let's just get started right away. I'm sure all of you would like to see it happen real time rather than go through a presentation. So we'll have 2 rounds. We'll walk quickly through the presentation and then get down to seeing how things work on the console. Feel free to stop me anytime if you have questions, or we can have a round of Q&A later. And if at all you get bored during the presentation, if you're feeling sleepy, if you need to do something, there are a few empty chairs, just pick one up, throw it at me. I'll try and do something fun to wake you up. Okay? Okay. So let's get started. That you see is the X32, it's on, right? Yeah. We're going to talk about, Siraj already spoke about the connection with Midas and cloud technique. How we're manufacturing a lot of their products in Music Group City in Zhongshan. So we obviously manufacture all of our products now, all the Behringer products, or many of the Behringer products, using the same equipment and machinery as what's used to make Midas and cloud technique boards and processors. So that obviously shoots up your build quality, your durability, and most importantly, the sound quality. People always ask about the preamps. How do the preamps sound? They sound beautiful. You need to try it. So we look at layout, the channel strip, all of the features, pretty much all there is to look at about the X32. So, the first thing you see when you see the mixer, you turn it on, you see some faders flying, snapping into position. That's 25 of these motorized faders that we have, which give you complete recall over any of the scenes that you stored. If you have a band that's performing, you save your scenes, you save your settings, you come back the next day, you come back the next week, you recall your scene, and you have a basic starting point for your mix. All you need to do then is a sound check, tweak things here and there, but you don't need to go about routing everything all over again. It's pretty standard for most digital mixers, but the way we do it within this price range, it's revolutionary. It's not something you would see in many mixers going at this sort of a price point. Anyway, so total recall, 25 faders. I'll show you what each of the different sections of the faders do. On the input side, you have 16 faders. There's actually 4 layers, of which 3 layers control the input. You have channels 1 to 16, On the second layer, you have channels 17 to 32. You have the aux in and the USB. We have a little USB port over here which lets you record tracks, only stereo, wave files, and lets you play back those tracks. And you have the effects section, so that's 3 layers. And you have a 4th layer, as you can see on the right side. That takes care of, or rather gives you a snapshot of the 16 buses. Shows you what all of the 16 output buses are doing at one time. That zooms in to the few buttons that we have right above the faders. Again, pretty standard. You have your select, your solo, and your mute switches. You have that for every single channel, every single aux in, USB, FX returned, for all the buses as well. That's the pre-fader gain that we have. You have meters that tell you what each channel is up to, what's happening, as opposed to, you know, have your channels in place and have just one master meter. This is where it gets interesting. So, I just spoke to a gentleman who's used to using analog mixers for 20 years, and your first reaction to a digital mixer is, no, maybe it's complicated. But you know, maybe it's not. So you look at the channel strip here and it tells you it's as close to an analog feel as you can get, but completely digital. You have everything you need over there. We'll zoom into each of those as well. You have your head amps, your gate, your noise gate, your dynamics, equalizers, all of your bus sends, your band, visible for every channel. You hit select and it shows you your settings for each of the channels. So anything that you want to know what's happening, you hit a view button, the boxes that you see on your screen. You hit a view button, it shows up on the screen, tells you what exactly is happening. So you press view on the equalizer. Once we finish the presentation, you'll see it happen on the mixer. I'll show you how easy it is and how intuitive it is. So that's what the screen looks like when you hit the view button. That's the equalizer screen. You have a 4-band parametric EQ for all of the channels, for all of the input channels and all of the buses. And we also have a matrix mix, which I'll come to later, where you have a 6-band parametric EQ. We'll take a look at some of the different screens that we have. That's your dynamic screen, a screenshot of what it looks like. You can control everything from your attack, release times, your hold time, your compressor curve, the knee as we call it. And obviously you can save all of these settings, make your own presets. Again, pretty standard for digital mixers, but it's the way we do it, the way we make it so simple. It's all in front of you at all times. You don't need to go into layers and pages and pull out your files and dig under them to find it. And that's the home button. It's like, as I was telling our friends yesterday, on the iPhone you go into settings and then wireless and router and this and that. You get lost, you don't know what you're doing, just press that one center button and it takes you home. It looks familiar. The home button does just that. It shows you the home screen for every channel. Just pick select, hit home, you know what's happening on the channel, you know the input gain, you know what your noise gate is doing, how much you're compressing on the dynamics in the compressor, what sort of EQ curves you have. Are you bored yet? No? Are you just joking about the chair? Don't throw something at me, just tell me and I'll do something, I don't know, dance or sing or something like that. I'm joking about that, I won't. So you have the channel strip. We're going to zoom in quickly into different aspects of, or different components of the channel strip. You have the configuration, the preamp, that's the head amps, which have your phantom power, your phase inverse. You also have a low cut filter, also called the high pass filter, for every channel right in front of you. You hit view, it shows you what sort of frequency you're rolling off at. That's the gate and dynamics all on the channel strip right in front of you.